The most dangerous person in any negotiation room is not the one who pounds the table and shouts. It is the one who watches you in silence while you anxiously spill every argument you have. And you know this. You have felt it in your own skin. It is that calm, almost bored stare from across the table that chills your spine even when the air conditioner is turned off. It is the moment when you, the specialist with all the data, watch in slow motion as your carefully crafted arguments turn to dust in the air. You are not refuted, you are dismissed, with a question, with a gesture, with a faint smirk that says without words, "Is that really all you've got?" In that instant, the hierarchy of power in the room flips violently, and you realize that from the very beginning, you were never in control. If that image gives you chills, it is because your intuition is screaming the truth at you. The truth is that you were trained to fight a war with the wrong weapons. You walked into a battlefield thinking it was a debate. You were playing chess while your opponent was reading your soul. There is a code, a secret philosophy operating beneath the surface of every high-stakes interaction. And that code was immortalized in the most direct way possible by the archetype of the corporate predator, Harvey Specter. "I do not play the odds, I play the man." This sentence is not business advice. It is a declaration of war against everything conventional. It is the complete rejection of luck. It is the key to persuasion engineering at its most lethal level. Playing the odds is the amateur's game, clinging to facts and numbers. Playing the man is the master's science, anchored in human weaknesses. The ego that needs stroking, the fear that can be exploited, the greed that blinds. It is the pure psychology of critical decision-making under pressure. And what we are going to do here together goes far beyond a simple analysis. Stay with me until the end, because we are about to perform an autopsy on the strategic mind. We are going to extract both the poison and the antidote from the art of influence. We are going to decode how body language, the tactical use of silence, and narrative control allow one person to dominate an entire environment before anyone else realizes the game has begun. What you are about to discover may be uncomfortable, but it is the difference between being the hunter and remaining the prey. This journey toward becoming the player, not the piece, begins in a place that 99% of people ignore. A foundation that must be forged in fire before any other tactic. It is not what you say. It is the strength you project. It is your psychological armor. An armor that, when built correctly, forces others to play by your rules without even noticing. And the first sheet of steel you need to forge into this armor is... But before I give you this first key, the foundation of all personal power, I need to pause. I need to look straight through this lens into your eyes and know I am not talking to myself here. I need to feel that this conversation is crossing the screen. That sensation I described at the beginning, the one where your arguments crumble, where your spine freezes, where you feel disarmed. If any part of that hit you, if you know exactly what I am talking about because you have lived this scene, do something for me and for yourself. Leave a comment below. It does not need to be long unless you want to share. A simple, "I felt this," or "this was my last meeting," is enough to show me we are connected. Your story matters. Your reaction creates a community here, a space where we realize we are not alone in this battlefield. And if every word so far has resonated inside you, if it gave you that painful but awakening sense of recognition, your like on this video is more than a click. It is a signal. It is your silent nod telling me we are on the same frequency, that this message needs and deserves to continue. For the algorithm, it is just data. For us, it is proof that this conversation has real value. And finally, if you feel deep down that this is only the beginning of a journey you must take, if you are truly ready to stop being a piece on someone else's board, then do what needs to be done. Subscribe to the channel. Do it not for me, but as a commitment to yourself. Join this circle, this community of strategists we are building. Your participation is the fuel. Every subscription, every like, every comment powers this message like a rocket. It turns this channel into a lighthouse, allowing this knowledge to reach more people who, just like us, are tired of playing someone else's game. Now that I know I am no longer speaking to a passive audience but to future architects of their own realities, let's return to what matters. No more preliminaries. Let's forge the first and most crucial piece of your psychological armor. This armor is your presence. It is your shell. It is the first and perhaps the most brutal layer of your influence. Think of the human brain as a lazy supercomputer. To save energy, it creates shortcuts. It judges the book by the cover in milliseconds, and your appearance, the way you carry yourself and occupy space, is the cover. This is the hidden truth of human interaction. Before your logic, before your brilliance, you are a set of non-verbal signals screaming either competence or desperation. There is no middle ground. This is where your transformation truly begins, behind the curtains of your own mind, as you start making conscious decisions about the impact you want to create. Harvey Specter summarized this law of nature with ruthless precision. People respond to how we are dressed. Like it or not, that is how it works. Pay attention to the mentality behind this. He is not giving you a fashion tip. He is declaring a rule of the game that he uses to his advantage while others ignore it or complain about it. To him, a suit is not expensive fabric. It is a weapon. It is a declaration of intent. It is a uniform for war that speaks directly to the limbic system of everyone in the room. I take myself, this situation, and my time seriously, and I expect the same from you. This visual armor gives you pre-approved status. It grants you the benefit of the doubt. When your words finally come out, they land on a battlefield already prepared, already fertile for persuasion. Now, I want to go even deeper into this, because understanding this is only the first revelation. Dressing for battle puts you in the game with an advantage, but it does not guarantee victory. This external armor, this shell of power, works as an amplifier. It does not create your competence. It ensures your competence is heard. It silences the mental noise of prejudice and mistrust in your opponent, forcing them to see you at least as an equal, and often from below. It sets the stage for the real show of influence that is about to come. It gives you the space to breathe, think, and observe while others are still trying to figure out who you are. Is it an unfair advantage? Maybe. But the game of influence is rarely fair. It is won by those who understand the unwritten rules. If the idea of crafting an intentional presence resonates with you, write in the comments, "Armor under construction." But remember, this armor, as powerful as it is essentially a defense, a passive declaration. True mastery begins when you learn to handle your first major offensive weapon. And the greatest irony of power is that this weapon is invisible, immaterial, and absolutely silent. This weapon is silence. And I am not talking about the passive silence of someone who does not know what to say. I am talking about silence as a tool of pressure, a deliberate vacuum you create in the middle of a conversation. Human nature, especially under pressure, hates the vacuum. It feels an almost desperate need to fill it. And by doing so, a person abandons the script, drops the rehearsed lines, and begins revealing hidden truth. They reveal emotions, insecurities, behind-the-scenes information they would never give you consciously. Whoever is more comfortable with silence is in control. It is a law. Harvey Specter understands this on a cellular level when he says, "Excuses do not win battles." And what is the fastest way to make someone give excuses? You stay silent right after they make a bold statement or give you a proposal. Your silence becomes a non-verbal question. It says, "Is that all? Are you sure?" The person, feeling the pressure of that vacuum, starts justifying themselves. They start explaining too much. And the moment justification begins, conviction ends. The mental battle has already been won by you. This is one of the biggest revelations of this journey. Now I want to go deeper, because using silence to create pressure is only the first level of mastery. The real impact happens when you change your internal focus during these moments of quiet. Most people, when they are not talking, are simply waiting for their turn to talk. The master of persuasion does the opposite. He uses the silence of the other to listen and his own silence to observe. This is the moment when the game stops being audible and becomes visual. You stop hearing the words and begin reading the person. The hesitation in the eyes, the nervous movement of the hands, the subtle change in tone when they resume speaking. Silence gives you the most valuable gift in any negotiation: time and data. It lets you process instead of react. It transforms you from a debater into an analyst, a decoder of human beings in real time. You begin to see the cracks in your opponent's armor. If you understood the power of saying nothing, write in the comments. Silence is a weapon. But what good is collecting all this data, all these non-verbal clues, if you do not know what they mean? Extracting information is one thing. The true magic, the line that separates the geniuses of influence from the amateurs, is the ability to interpret this information and use it to predict your opponent's next decisions. This ability to interpret is what separates the two games happening at any negotiation table. The first game, the one everyone sees, is the game of the cards. Facts, numbers, logical arguments. The second game, the one that actually matters, happens behind the curtain of the human mind. It is the game of the man. And as Harvey Specter makes clear, it is the only one worth playing. Your opponents may have better arguments, better facts, better cards. But if you understand the player, their cards become irrelevant. This is the hidden truth about human decisions. We are emotional machines that use logic only to justify what we have already decided to feel. The fear of loss, the need to appear smart, the craving for status, the aversion to risk. This is the engine running beneath the hood. Logical arguments are just the paint job, the nice exterior that hides the roaring machinery underneath. Debating logic is like arguing about a car's color when the real problem is in the engine. It is pointless. Your transformation begins the moment you stop looking at the paint and start listening to the motor. Now I want to go deeper, because knowing that this emotional engine exists is not enough. You must learn to identify its fuel in real time. Your mindset must shift from, how can I win this argument, to what emotion is behind this objection. If your client says, it is too expensive, is he really talking about money, or expressing fear of making the wrong decision and being judged for it? If your boss dismisses your idea, is the idea bad, or does it simply not make him feel like the hero of the story? This investigative journey transforms you into a detective of emotions. You begin treating each objection not as an attack, but as a clue, a precious revelation pointing toward the true center of that person's decision-making. When you solve the emotional need, calming a fear, validating an ego, offering safety, the logical problem usually evaporates. It loses power because the energy that sustained it is gone. If you are beginning to see conversations as a two-level board, write in the comments, playing the man. But once you become a master at diagnosing your opponent's emotional reality, you face a new and powerful choice. You can simply react to that reality, or you can do what true architects of persuasion do, actively rebuild it. This rebuilding of reality has a name: reframing. It is the art of taking the frame your opponent puts around a problem and replacing it with one that favors you. The hidden truth is that whoever controls the frame controls perception. And whoever controls perception controls decisions. Most people accept the problem as presented. They see a forced choice and agonize over which of the two bad options to pick. The master of persuasion looks at the ultimatum and sees it for what it is, a mental prison designed to limit their power. And the first rule of this new mindset is, you never play inside the prison someone built for you, you break the walls. Harvey Specter gives Mike one of the greatest revelations of the entire series when he says, when they point a gun at you, you do not have 146 options. You take the gun, or you do one of the other 146 things. That sentence is a philosophy. It is the transformation from victim of circumstances to author of reality. When a client says, take it or leave it, your mind must not think, which do I choose? Your mind must ask, where are the other 146 options they do not want me to see? Now I want to go deeper. Reframing is more than argument technique. It is an act of creative power. It is the refusal to accept reality passively. When someone says, we do not have budget for this, the frame is scarcity. You break it and reframe it as investment. I understand cash flow is a priority. So let us analyze the return this investment will generate in 90 days. What do you think? You did not deny their fact. You made their fact irrelevant by changing the game. This impact is massive. You stop being a reactive player on someone else's board and become the designer of the board itself. If you are ready to stop accepting the options you are given, write in the comments. Creating my options. But to look at a gun pointed at you and calmly list 146 alternatives, you need inner strength. You need emotional control most people do not believe is possible. This attempt to destroy your reality will almost always be a direct attack on your emotional control. They will provoke you, they will belittle you, they will try to throw you off balance with emotional bait because they know a reactive person is a manipulable person. And here lies one of the most brutal hidden truths. Reacting emotionally in a high-pressure environment is the same as bleeding in a shark tank. The moment you lose your calm, you lose clarity. You lose control. You lose the game. Your evolution into a master of influence depends entirely on your ability to build an internal fortress, an impenetrable emotional shield. Your new mindset must be that of a surgeon in an emergency room. No matter the chaos outside, inside, at the center of your decisions, there is absolute calm. This is where an apparently arrogant sentence from Harvey Specter becomes one of the most powerful revelations of all. I refuse to answer based on the fact that I do not want to. This is not rudeness. It is a shield. It is a declaration of sovereignty over your emotional state. It is the refusal to dance to the rhythm your opponent wants to play. Now I want to go deeper. This shield is not about suppressing emotions but detaching from them. It is the ability to observe an attack coming at you the way a scientist watches a chemical reaction in a test tube, with curiosity, not involvement. You must separate you from the negotiation. The attack is not against you, it is against your position. The provocation is not about your worth. It is a tool the other side is using out of desperation. When you reach this level of detachment, something extraordinary happens inside your mind. All the processing power previously consumed by fear, anxiety, and defensiveness gets released. Your brain becomes fully available for one thing: strategy. While your opponent wastes energy trying to destabilize you, your mind stays sharp, calculating, observing, and finding the shortest path to victory. The impact is complete. You are playing chess while they drown in their own emotions. If you are committed to never bleeding in the water again, write in the comments. Shield activated. This weapon is knowledge, but not technical knowledge about your product or your case. I am talking about deep, almost obsessive knowledge of the board, and above all, of your opponent. It is the invisible dossier you compile without anyone noticing. Characters like Harvey Specter and Jessica Pearson seem magical, as if they can predict every move. But there is no magic at all. What exists are hours, sometimes days, of invisible and meticulous preparation. What we see on screen is just the tip of the iceberg, the quick, brilliant victory. What is hidden is the enormous block of submerged ice, research, study, reading the target. And here, Jessica Pearson gives one of the greatest revelations of all. You always have a choice. This is not a motivational cliché. It is strategic truth. Preparation is what manufactures your choices. Without preparation, your only choice is reacting to whatever life throws at you. With preparation, you look at the same situation and have a menu of 5 different responses, each one with a purpose. You stop being reactive and become the architect of your decisions. Now I want to go even deeper, because preparation is not about collecting random facts. It is about searching for one thing only: levers. A lever is that small piece of information that, when applied at the right point, moves something much bigger than itself. It is discovering an old project your opponent takes pride in. It is knowing about a rivalry he carries with someone else. It is identifying an insecurity he tries desperately to hide. This is the hidden truth about power. Knowledge is not just power, it is firepower. It is what allows you to personalize your strategy, connect in an unexpected way, or apply pressure in the exact point where it hurts most. Your homework before any important interaction is what separates hope from certainty. It is what turns anxiety into anticipation. It is what gives you the treasure map while everyone else is digging in the dark. If you understand that luck is simply the residue of preparation, comment, prepared player. This deep knowledge, this invisible dossier in your mind, is what gives you the authority and confidence to execute the boldest move in the entire manual. The move that separates regular competitors from true game masters. The move that takes place at the thin border between truth and perception. This move, this operation at the edge of perception, is powered by one force alone: your conviction. Not optimism, not positive thinking, conviction. A level of inner certainty so strong it radiates outward like a force field, altering reality around you. Here is the hidden truth. In uncertain situations, the human mind desperately looks for an anchor. Your unshakable confidence becomes that anchor. When you act not as someone who hopes to win, but as someone who is merely executing the formalities of a victory already decided, you plant a devastating seed of doubt in your opponent's mind. He starts wondering, what does he know that I don't? It is an assault on his sense of certainty. Harvey Specter embodies this philosophy perfectly. Winners do not make excuses. Think about the depth of that. Not making excuses means you do not spend a single watt of mental energy creating a backup plan for failure. You refuse to even consider it as a possibility. That refusal creates a feedback loop, a self-fulfilling prophecy of dominance, and it is deeply destabilizing to anyone on the other side. Now I want to go deeper, because this winner's mindset is not arrogance, it is not loud. Very often the most powerful confidence is the quietest one. It is a calm core, an absence of anxiety, a stillness that communicates absolute control. It is this internal certainty that gives weight to your presence, meaning to your silence, and strength to your reframing. It is the sun around which all other tools orbit. This is one of the greatest revelations of the entire journey. Confidence is not just a consequence of competence. It is a weapon. It is a choice, a mindset you activate. Before walking into any room, your internal question should not be, "Can I do this?" It should be, "What will be the most elegant path to victory?" If you are ready to adopt this mindset and stop creating escape routes, comment, "Winner's mindset." But this overwhelming force, this conviction that practically guarantees your victory, comes with a new strategic responsibility. Because when the battle is already won, the true master of persuasion does not humiliate the opposing side. He does something far more sophisticated. He builds a golden bridge for the opponent to retreat. He gives them an elegant exit. The sweetest victory, the true signature of a strategist, is not hearing "you won." It is hearing the opponent present your idea as if it were their own. This is the hidden truth of sustainable control. Crushing someone gives you a victory today. Making them adopt your solution as their own gives you an ally tomorrow and control of the board for a very long time. This is where Harvey Specter reaches the height of sophistication when he says, "I do not want to play the game, I want to control it." Winning is an event. Controlling is a process. Controlling the game means orchestrating the outcome so that everyone leaves the room believing they made the best possible decision, even when your decision was the only one that mattered from the start. This is the final step in your transformation. From a warrior who wins battles to an architect who designs victories. Now I want to go deeper. This technique is persuasion in its purest form. It uses one of the strongest psychological triggers, commitment and consistency. A person will defend an idea with everything they have when they believe that idea came from themselves. They will feel compelled to stay consistent with their decision. Your role, behind the scenes, is to become a master at planting seeds. Instead of asserting, you ask, what would happen if we explored this possibility? Between these options, which one aligns better with your long-term goals? You guide, you suggest, you give the illusion of autonomy. It is a strategic ballet. You lead with movements so subtle the other person believes they are directing the dance. This is one of the greatest truths about power. It works best when it is invisible. If you aspire to that level of mastery, comment, "Solution Architect." And with this, the cycle closes. Your presence earns respect, your silence collects data, your emotional reading diagnoses truth, your reframing controls the narrative, your shield protects your clarity, your preparation gives you options, Your conviction fuels decisive action. The question is no longer, how do I win, but who do I need to become so that victory is the only logical outcome? The answer is in everything we built here. You become this person when you forge your presence, master silence, decode emotions, reject the frames imposed on you, shield your mind, and prepare obsessively. The Specter Code, the hidden truth behind all these tactics, is not about being cold or arrogant. It is about being relentlessly strategic. It is about understanding that every human interaction is a system, and you can be the architect of that system rather than a piece moved within it. It is a mindset of control, clarity, and above all, action. Because when all the theory ends and all the revelations settle, one truth remains. Harvey Specter says it with brutal simplicity. This is what you do. You go out there and you do it. Nothing more needs to be said. The analysis ends. The preparation ends. What remains is the impact you create in the real world. Now, I want to go deeper. Going out there and doing it does not mean acting recklessly. It means choosing one of the tools we explored today and applying it in your next important conversation. It means entering your next meeting with the conscious intention of projecting authority with your posture. It means having the courage to pause for 3 seconds before answering the next difficult question someone throws at you. Transformation does not happen in one giant leap. It happens through a series of small, courageous decisions that slowly reshape your reality. This is the moment, on the battlefield of real life, where theory becomes identity, where knowledge becomes power, your power. It is the turning point where you stop being a spectator of your own story and become the protagonist and director of your silent victories. If you are ready to turn this knowledge into action, comment, "I go and I do it." All the arsenal we built together is useless until your next decision, until your next difficult conversation. The only question that matters now is, what will you do differently? And if your answer is everything, if this conversation marked a turning point in your mindset, then our next step together is obvious. Your subscription to this channel is not a favor to me, it is a commitment to yourself. It is your way of saying that this journey of strategic mastery is not a one-time event, but the beginning of a new way of operating in the world. To know who truly went all the way, who absorbed every stage of this construction, leave a comment with the code phrase, "Silent Victory." That is how I know exactly who is in the inner circle, ready to apply this knowledge. If what we explored today brought you real value, if it lit something inside you or gave you clarity, then your like seals this connection. It shows me we are aligned and on the right path. And this journey does not need to end here. This entire mental arsenal needs a target, a practical application. There is a video appearing right here on the screen that is the perfect continuation of everything we built. Click on it and we continue the conversation there. I will see you in the next one.